What's going on, people? Got my Broncos hat on today, this bright orange. Finally got a win, 2 wins in a row. So I feel good bringing out this obnoxious orange again. And it's been great watching football the last couple weeks, you know, like sports has really been so politicized over the past couple years, but I still find it for me. I still see it as something that takes my mind off of the daily stresses of life. So it's been great to do that. What's up, music lover? All right, what's going on, music lover? DM, what's going on, guys? Please like this stream. I'm gonna wait for people to get on here, and then I'm gonna deliver a message to you guys like I always do. So let me hydrate quickly here. And what's going on? Who else? Lisa. Cameron Thompson in the building. What's going on, Cameron? Cameron. Who else? Raquel. E.G. Joey, what's going on? Thumbs way up. Give it a like. Give it a like. And my brother Cameron is watching too. So say what's up to Cameron in the chat, guys. Okay, so I got a real good audience today. All right, so check this out, guys. This has been on my heart, on my mind, and I'm just, you know, I felt very inspired to pull my work van over in the middle of the day and deliver this message. Okay, so Ron Paul once famously said that truth is treason in an empire of lies, okay? And the world is so incredibly deceptive. Truth equals freedom, right? And lies keep you in bondage. It is much easier to believe a lie than to believe that you're being lied to. And make it a little more spiritual, Satan is the father of lies, okay? He lies. The biggest trick he can ever play on man is to make us believe he doesn't exist, when in reality, he does exist. It's very much real. It's never been more present in my life, at least, than right now, that what's playing out at our border, in our political environment, you know, in our family, everyday life is a spiritual battle. It is warfare. And for me, I feel like it's pretty much binary. You are either, every decision you make is either rooted in goodness or not goodness, right? You're either operating in lightness and darkness. That's what every decision you make is. It's either right or wrong. There's no like gray area of decisions. You're either making the right decision or the wrong decision. And going back to kind of like the lies and everything we're being told about this border crisis and all that, Satan likes everything upside down, backwards, and in reverse. So what they're telling you on TV through controlled optics, right, through the tail live vision, is that these are just, you know, they're just innocent, harmless asylum seekers. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just seeking a better life. Look, there's women and children. Look at CNN. Look at ABC News. They're showing women and children crying, fleeing the tear gas. Okay, that's true. But what about the people who are on the ground with no political incentive? They're not being paid. They don't work for a big corporate sponsored media organization. They're recording video of people throwing rocks, climbing the fence, military-age men with nice clothes. They have cell phones. They have vowed to forcefully enter our country. But if you turn on the news, you're going to get that controlled information, which is mind control. Information control is mind control. You're going to get that, and people are going to see something else than what is actually playing out. Now, to be fair, I'm not at the border. I don't know for a fact what's going on. All I can do is take in information and make an informed decision, formulate my opinion based on the data that's available to me. I'm not going to go off of strictly New York Times said this, ABC News said this, Fox News said that, CNN, ABC, CBS, because they all work, they're all funneled up to something greater, something bigger than themselves. So every single headline you ever read is planned in advance. Think about all the news going on constantly. You could report a news headline for every second of every minute of every day. but they choose which headlines to run, which time, what kind of narrative they want to have, and they control the optics because they know that the people taking in that information, they're gonna formulate an opinion and make decisions based on that. But if you're a critical thinker, you reject that and you say, okay, wait a minute, before I formulate an opinion, do I have all the information? Do I know, like I know, what's going on at the border? I don't know, like I just said, but I've seen what CNN is reporting, and then I'm seeing what people on YouTube and people that are live streaming at the ground level, ground zero, what are they reporting? They're conflicting messages, guys. They're conflicting messages. And so what they want to do with the mainstream is target your heartstrings, pull at your heartstrings to make you feel sympathetic towards people that are invading our country. Mind you, they invaded Mexico. I saw the video a couple weeks ago of them bombarding the border at Mexico, Guatemala. If they're truly seeking asylum, per UN definition of seeking asylum, I believe between Honduras, you have El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico. Why, oh why would you go all the way, not just to the United States border, but to the furthermost west part of the border, which is California, Tijuana? You know, you got to wonder that kind of stuff, guys. It's because they are not seeking asylum. You can't convince me for 1 second that 7,000, 10,000, however many thousands of people there are, just decided, hey, you know what we should do? We should all get together and go seek asylum in America. 7,000 strong. Let's all just get in this caravan and we're going to get all the way up to the California border with clean tennis shoes. We're just going to walk all the way through the desert. Again, the lies that you're seeing on the Tell Lie Vision is what is causing so much friction. They want us divided. So let me just get into this, okay? Because the reason why I was really inspired to make this video is because on my Facebook page, I noticed that I made a video. Well, actually, I shared a video that was someone else's original content, and it was just pretty much exposing the lies and what they're saying on the news and how Obama talked about how, oh, that caravan's 1,000 miles away and they're not illegals, but Trump is using it as a campaign strategy for the midterms. And fast forward to today, here we are. So it was pretty much exposing that, but it went super viral on Facebook, reached like 2.4 million people. Well, what's happened since then is I've been getting tremendous backlash. I'm talking like I've received death threats through Facebook. I've had all of these people come after me saying all kinds of, just saying disparaging things. I'll just leave it at that. They're saying disparaging things about me, threatening me, and I won't back down. Like I told you guys, I will double down on truth because what I'm saying is the truth. I'm not telling lies. I'm not spitting propaganda. I'm telling the truth that controlled information is mind control, and they control what they show on television. And they do that in a way because it will convince people to go against their self-interest. If you can tug at the heartstrings, get people emotional, it opens up that portal into the subconscious mind. They can plant that seed, and that seed turns into action. That's pretty much all I'm saying. And then also, I'm fiercely defending the sovereignty of America, of the United States of America. Because people have been coming after me like, America is all of this, and all, you know, it's not just the United States. I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with asylum seekers, some of them criminals, coming into our country, trying to invade our country, not coming over legally, not truly seeking asylum? Again, why wouldn't you stop in Guatemala? Why wouldn't you stop in Mexico, where you can assimilate much easier? There's no language barrier, for example. Before I get on a tangent there, when I feel that people are coming after me with so much vitriol and anger, that means I'm doing the right thing. Because, like I said, Satan is the father of lies, and if he can send such minions after me to come and attack me and threaten me, that means I'm doing the right things. That means that the truth is knocking on the door of some people, and they're waking up. They're starting to see what's going on. And I won't stand for it. But as much as I say that, I do welcome people who disagree to come. I said from the very beginning when I started my channel, I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. I'm not holier than thou. However, I still appreciate a good debate. And if someone wants to have a civil, fact-based discussion, I'm talking civil, no disrespect, no ad hominem attacks. I'm talking straight up cerebral, cognitive, thought-driven responses. We can do that live on Facebook. We can do it live on Google Hangouts, Skype, whatever. I just want people who are going to show respect towards me to debate me. And because that's where we can move forward as a nation, as a world. When we can have civil discourse, we don't have to agree on everything. The world's full of people you disagree with, but do you have to make threats on their lives? Do you have to try to get their channel and their platform shut down? Do you have to try to get their pages banned because your feelings are hurt? My rights don't end where your feelings begin, okay? I have a First Amendment right to freedom of speech, and I will fiercely defend that, because that's my individual sovereignty, my individual God-given right. There's no human being on planet Earth that gets to tell me what I'm allowed to say and what I'm allowed to do. I am governed by the laws of the universe, not the rules of the world, the laws of the universe. And I'm on the side of truth. Like I said, truth equals freedom. And it's treason in the empire of lies, which is why people will come after me and attack so many others, because we speak nothing but the truth. That's all I would ever want to do, is speak the truth, okay? So, again, any liberals watching this, any bleeding heart that's like, oh my God, we need to open our borders, we need to abolish our borders, I don't want any more USA, whatever, okay, fine, cool. That's super hyperbolic, right? But if you are for illegal immigration, again, the tell-lie vision and the lamestream media has conflated the two to just say immigration, when in reality they already know Trump talked about illegal immigration, mean unvetted, unregulated. We want merit-based immigration, but they've conflated the two. If you're saying we just need to let literally everyone in the country that wants to come and we'll just figure it out down the road with our bloated welfare magnet, okay, cool. Let's debate on that. But I just find it extremely hard to believe that there are classical liberals out there, people that are using their brains, they're not acting on emotion, they're not using ad hominem attacks and coming after me with insults and names and all of that. I find it hard to believe that they could truly be liberal, because how could anyone that's using their own brain say, you know what, we should just let anyone come over that wants to come over and we'll figure it out. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a criminal, doesn't matter if you're bringing drugs, doesn't matter if you're trafficking children, we don't care. We have bleeding hearts and we love everyone, and we're going to shame everyone who disagrees. So if you happen to be a Trump supporter, if you happen to be a conservative, a right-winger, a libertarian, hell, just anyone who doesn't toe the line of the mainstream liberal dogma, well, then you're a racist, you're a bigot. You're a bigot. You are xenophobic. To those people, I pose this question: how much of your personal money are you willing to fund for people to get lawyers, for their processing fees, for if they don't get a job and they end up on welfare? Can that money come out of your account? Can that come out of your paycheck? You know, are you going to provide them jobs? Can they seek asylum at your residence? Talking to my blue checkmark Hollywood elites out there, the ones with all this property, all this money, the top 1%, but they're out on Twitter shaming everyone and complaining and virtue signaling because we're just xenophobic bigots who don't want our country. You know, if that's the case, I guess I'm a xenophobic bigot, because I believe in a merit-based immigration system. I don't see any reason why every country wouldn't want the exact same thing. Again, what country in the world has open borders? Which country in the world has the immigration policies that we do? And also, which country would just let people come in, not assimilate, not learn the language, and pretty much bag on the system? I tell you what, if I tried to go to, let's say, Italy, if I tried to move to Italy right now and they told me no, because you don't speak Italian, we have these jobs, you don't fit these qualifications, go back and learn Italian, do this, do that, and once you check all the boxes, then we'll let you in. We'd be happy to have you come in. Instead of me saying, you know what, being an Italian citizen is a human right, therefore I'm entitled to it. I am alive, I am breathing, therefore you must take care of me. I'm alive, I'm breathing, give me stuff, I'm entitled to it. That's what happens when you create this gigantic, bloated, state-run welfare system. It encourages government dependency and it discourages individuality. They want us all to just submit to some collective ideology. The world does not work that way. I've said this so many times. I'll continue to say it. I'll beat the dead horse. I don't care. No pun intended. Don't send PETA after me. I'm not literally going to beat a dead horse. But We are individuals. The world is full of individuals seeking their own self-interest. That will never change. That is factually correct. We're all individuals. So even the most bleeding hearts of them all, even the most, like Bernie Sanders, like, you know, the top 1%, they need to pay their fair share. I can't do Bernie's voice, but you get what I'm saying. Bernie makes it sound like he cares about everyone. Do you, Bernie? Okay, so you're the first person ever in the history of the world to care about everyone else and not put your own self-interest first. This is historical, guys. This is historic. You can look this up. I'm talking, go back to Stalin, go back to Mao, go back to Hitler, go back to all of these, you know, utopian dictators. They talk about, yeah, we're going to have, you know, free healthcare, free education, free food, free housing, free everything. What ended up happening in those civilizations? What ended up happening? The smallest minority in the universe is the individual. Therefore, we should all be self-governing. I'm not saying we don't need government, but I'm saying it needs to be a lot more limited than it is. And the whole nefarious reason for having these migrants come over is to disenfranchise U.S. citizens like myself, like you guys, that would speak out against and say, no, 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 I'm going to govern myself. I don't want my taxes raised. Don't force me to buy health care. You can't force me into this system. But in reality, they can bring people over who will vote for that. And they'll disenfranchise you one way or the other. You'll wake up one day and there'll be no jobs. You won't know Spanish. And your cost of living will be through the roof to the point where you will have to depend on the government. That's why I say you guys have to look like 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. That is what's happening. That is what's happening. Okay. And again, going back to like, okay, I want people to come and debate me. I want to have civil discourse, but you can't lead with ad hominem attacks. You can't lead with identity politics, because as soon as you start talking that, I'm going to tune you out. As soon as you start talking like, you're black, you can't talk like that. What are you doing thinking that way? What are you doing thinking for yourself as a black man? As a black man, why do you support President Trump? Okay, you're talking like you live in the Matrix. That's Matrix talk. Like I said, I am not bound by the rules of the world. I'm governed by the laws of the universe, and I'm an individual living in a human physical shell. And inside, there is no color. There is just a uniquely created individual. So don't even lead with identity politics. Don't go down that road with me. Okay. Now, when I say that this is calculated, it's orchestrated, I mean this. Okay. We're going to look back. If we're not careful, we're going to look back and say, damn, Mike was right. And I'm not trying to be, I don't want kudos for being right, but look at how history can and will repeat. What I mean by that is they are already going to start pushing for digital book burning. Historically, Hitler burned books, didn't want people looking up the past. So if I were you guys, I would start keeping records, start recording videos. You notice how you can look up videos, old videos of stuff Clinton said, Obama said, Bush said, and said, how come no one said about them saying it, but the sky is falling if Trump says it? That's what I mean by referencing, looking back to the past to say, okay, is it really fair to say that Trump is a racist for wanting a border wall and to stop illegal immigration when Obama literally said it? Bill Clinton literally uttered the words, make America great again. So why is it racist that Trump said it? Why is it a dog whistle in 2018? It's because we have access to information that we didn't prior. You just would have had to take someone's word for it if they said, yeah, Bill Clinton said it back in 1991. So start recording stuff on a device that is not connected to the internet, because I feel like even with my Verizon phone, they could zap it. You know, they could take it away. They could delete records from my phone. Start recording that, because we're going to need it in the future. What do you guys know about Article 13? Article 13 is something that I believe will get passed in Europe. They already voted for it. It could be happening here. But Article 13 says that before you upload something that's not your original content, they will step in and say, nope, this is copyright infringement. You can't upload this. Okay, well, that takes away your freedom of expression right there. What's the whole point of a meme? For it to go viral. How can it go viral if only the original creator shares it? Doesn't make any sense, right? Same thing with videos. They're going to do the same thing to YouTube. Now, if you think about how Trump won and how a lot of this new world order, all this disruptive activity that was acted as a cog in the machine, Do you know how that happened? Not because CNN tells the truth, not because mainstream media woke up a bunch of people, red pilled them. It's because of the grassroots movement on social media, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. People are sharing information on the underground. There's a constant undercurrent of truth when there's lies on the surface. And so what they're going to try to do is take that out, right? If I'm a Democrat, if I'm someone who wants to regain power and I know that I lost because someone recorded a video of me saying something I wasn't supposed to say, and they fanned it out through social media and it spread that way and people decided not to vote for me, what am I going to do? I'm going to be like, you know what? We need to clamp down on the information that gets shared on social media. We need to make sure people like Mike isn't live streaming. We need to make sure that we are monitoring so we can pull the feed if they say something we don't like. That's violation of our freedom of speech. So don't think for 1 second that they won't start doing digital book burning, starting deleting records and files to sanitize their history. I believe there's a statue in Illinois that says that a statue of Abe Lincoln, and they have him listed as a Democrat. So think about how many people found out, myself included, within the last year, that the Democrat Party started the Ku Klux Klan. No Republican ever owned a slave. Republican Party founded in opposition to the spread of slavery, started by anti-slavery white Americans and freed black slaves. The NRA. NRA was formed to protect freed black slaves. Democrats, back then and now, still are upset when black people speak against their party, vote Republican, just start thinking for themselves. Black people or Democrats still get upset about that. Back in the day, they used fear. When slavery was abolished and slave owners, they would say, hey, you don't want to leave the plantation. You don't stay here. I'll take care of you. I got food. I got shelter. I got water. You don't want to go out there. What's going to happen to you out there? They use fear mongering and fear tactics to keep slaves on the plantation and to make them voluntarily submit to the subservient life. How's that any different than what they do right now by calling every single Republican a racist, a sexist, a misogynist? Every single one. They did it to John McCain. When John McCain was running against Obama, what did they call him? A racist. As soon as the campaign was over, as soon as Obama won, you never heard anything again about McCain being racist, because they use fear tactics, fear programming. Fear is programming, and they use fear to lie, to tell lies visually. Okay, so they're going to try to sanitize their history. They want to wipe that clean. So the information that I have, information that's available to all of you via Google search. Sorry, I mean DuckDuckGo search. That stuff is all available to you right now. But what are the odds that it's still going to be available in 5 years, in 10 years? They write history books, so history is narrated. See, there's no checks and balances on what goes in a history book. Left-wing scholars, oh yeah, this is accurate. Look, chapter 10, page 4, it says right here, the party, and here's why Republicans are bad, and here's why Democrats are so good. Here is why, Mike. Read right here. It also was told to me by my professor, and it was also in this encyclopedia. It was also here and here, and they're talking about it on the news, and there was a documentary made. It's the same bullet ricocheting off different walls. Okay, so like I said, guys, I'm going to wrap this up because I got to get back to work, but the truth is stranger than fiction, and we are united by truth, but we will be divided by lies. If they let you, if you believe that the media is telling you the truth about this caravan, about these people that are seeking asylum, and if they want to shame you for being against it, just know who's pulling the strings. Shout out for hold on, Lee something. Thank you for the super chat, Lee. Appreciate you on that. And thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I don't want my live streams to be longer than like 30 minutes or so, because that hurts people rewatching them. You know, people won't rewatch it if it's too long. So you guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share it. If you follow me on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about, because you'll see in my comment section on some of those videos that have reached thousands of people, you'll see some commenters in there saying all kinds of stuff. Again, it's the lowest of the low IQ, double-digit IQ. They're leading with insults. They're leading with disparaging comments, ad hominem attacks. They're attacking me, not the argument. They're using straw man arguments, saying stuff. They're attacking arguments that I didn't even make. Like, so it's hard for me to respond, but I would love to have a thought-driven discussion with someone who is fact-based, someone who is interested in the truth, and someone who, you know, quite frankly, I can learn something from, because I don't have all the answers. But my ultimate goal would be to change their mind, as I'm sure their goal would be to change my mind. But you can't change my mind about the truth, because the truth just is. It is a fact that we have been subdivided up by design, because man thinks he can be God, which is why man wants to live forever, which is why we do all these social engineering projects, which is why man thinks that he can solve human suffering. That's why we keep trying. That's why so many have embraced socialism, because they believe that you can engineer and legislate equal outcomes in society. It will never, ever, ever, ever happen. If you can't plant 4 apple seeds and get equal outcomes among those apple trees, why would you believe that you can make every single human being have an equal outcome in society? It's not possible. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen in the animal kingdom. It's not going to happen in the human world. We're intellects, so we need to use our brains a little bit more and think as individuals, not as a group. Think as individuals, not as a group. It's not about groupthink. It's about individualism. Individualism? See, I should probably get off right now, because I'm getting a little bit loopy, guys. But thanks again for the super chats. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in. Thanks for everyone that supports the channel, follows me, sends me information, emails. You know, I'm going to continue speaking this truth. I'm going to continue using light and the love that God puts into me to spread that message. And I'm going to continue to destroy and blow up these BS narratives that they're pushing down our throats, like this freaking caravan invasion, these illegal alien invaders. Who cares about this PC culture? Tell it like it is. That is what I'm telling you. They are at the border throwing rocks and trying to scale the wall in the places where there is a wall, because they want to come into our country. And what are the odds that after breaking into our country illegally, they're going to then follow all our rules, learn English, contribute to our economy? They don't share our values. So again, nationalism, being an American has nothing to do with your skin color, has nothing to do with your religion, has to do with your values. Do you value freedom? Is this or is this not the freest country to ever exist in the history of the world? If they take it down, if they shift these demographics and the voting changes, if they flip Texas blue, if they flip Florida blue, and the Democrats never, ever, ever have to visit Middle America again to get votes, because they know that they can just campaign on the coast, say goodbye to America. So that's all I'm going to leave you guys with. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just type in Mike Nificent 813 and I'll pop right out. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.